I'm Peter Michaels. We're back at Beau's for another Friday CRAFTernoons, and a very special guest. Matt is here from Red Shed Malting, and you actually kind of helped put together this list of craft beers that Brennan has here at Beau's.
You bet. Thanks for having me. And yeah, I was able to have a little bit of input on some of the beers that he brings in. So it's fun to come to my favorite place to drink and have beers that I love a lot.
That you love, and a lot of your product is in there. So I was having a conversation with my daughter over the weekend. We were camping, and of course I drink a lot of craft beer. She's like, "Dad, why craft beer? What's the difference between craft beer and normal beer?" And I said, I mean, the easiest thing is there's flavor, and there's so many different flavors. But not only that, you're drinking local. You're drinking stuff that's made here in Central Alberta. So Red Shed Malting, you guys supply malts for pretty much everybody.
Yeah, so one of the big things that we got is we have a malt roaster, and so we can do some of the darker style malts. And that kind of opens up the recipe book for some of these brewers so they can do more beer styles using only Canadian ingredients.
So we are, oddly enough, we're going to try a Friday CRAFTernoon beer that your malts aren't actually in this particular one.
Correct. So we deal a lot with Blindman Brewing. We're in a lot of their beers, and they feature some of our lighter malts and some of our darker malts. But this beer is kind of all about the hops and all about the yeast.
Okay, so let's give this one a whirl. So this is the New England Pale Ale from Blindman Brewing.
Yep.
Obviously out in Lacombe. Cheers. And lucky for me, I'm very familiar with this particular one because this is one of my favorites for sure. There's a lot of citrus in there right off the get-go.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of that coming from the hops that they use in it.
Okay, so if they had to use some of your malts in here, what would that have done to the flavor of this beer?
In a beer style like this, I could see them using maybe some of our lighter stuff, so you might get a little bit more of a bready flavor, a little bit of a biscuit cracker kind of flavor going on, maybe a little bit of nuttiness. Or if they want to get really crazy, they could throw some roasted malts in there, and then we could just turn this beer black.
All right. Well, it's perfect the way it is. Great job, Blindman, even though they're not using the Red Shed malts in this particular one. But they have been working with you, so Red Shed Malting, you guys are going to have your own brews available soon as well.
Yeah, so this is super exciting. Last Saturday, we had some of the crew from Blindman Brewing come out, and they helped us design a recipe and helped us brew a beer. So it's a collaboration between Hamel Brothers Brewing and Blindman Brewing. And that beer should be ready within the next few weeks, and you can expect to see it here at Beau's and at the Blindman tap room.
So who's got the most expertise when it comes to, you guys know your end of things and they know their end of things, but who had final say?
We defer to them on all things beer.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right, Matt, Red Shed Malting, big thanks for hanging out with us on Friday CRAFTernoons.
All right, thanks, Peter.
Cheers.